Man, we lost another one, y'all. Oh, this one hurts a lot. I don't know why. Probably because Black Sabbath was one of my favorite bands. And Ozzy was one of those guys you just thought were going to live forever because, heavy metal, sex, drugs, rock and roll, It's just how it goes. And I just watched last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago. I just watched that Sabbath final show. Who knew it would be that soon? He had to have known. I mean, he knew. He was, dying. He had Parkinson's and just hurts, man. I don't know. It sucks. And I remember, yeah, I've been crying on and off all day, so this is just the icing on the cake. I don't know if I'm pregnant or what. You know how it be. Estrogen and shit, but sometimes it really hurts. At least he was old and he did everything he wanted to accomplish. But when it comes to music, it's a big thing for me. So I never know how it's going to affect me when someone who's put so much music and stuff. Yeah, it sucks. And I know I don't know him or whatever, but it just sucks. It hurts. It's not a good feeling. I was taking a nap because I've been exhausted lately, and I start looking through Instagram and I see people's feeds, and I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. And yeah, today they had just updated the Wikipedia page to was, and I was like, fuck, man. Fuck. We lost one of the greats. For a man that did so many drugs and partied so fucking hard for so fucking long, I had respect to Ozzy on that front, like just doing his thing, being the king of doom metal. Black Sabbath, 1968, I believe, wasn't the. I don't want to be wrong about it. Let me make sure. I know it was in the 60s, which is crazy. And for how heavy they were, I guess we're talking about Black Sabbath for a little bit. Yeah, 1968. See, I know my shit. I was right. The 60s were, that's a crazy time for a heavy band like that to come around. And Oreo just loves to open the store. Sorry. Yeah, 69 was when they released their first album. So you see, I know my stuff. I generally know my stuff, especially when it comes to music. And it hit me so hard. I started looking at feeds and I looked it up and I was like, no. And the only other thing, well, there's two that hit me really hard. Oh wow, see, I didn't know that. A blues band. It makes sense. Because without blues and jazz, we would not have rock and heavy metal. But Winchester, see, this is gonna get me going too. When Chester Bennington passed away, that hit me really hard. Because I grew up on Lincoln Park, and it's different with Ozzy because he was sick. He had Parkinson's, and he lived a long, full life, and then you get to the Rev, the drummer, who's 28, died of an overdose. Another one that hit me so hard. It's like, I know we're all human and we all got to go sometime, but my brother said something terrible but funny, like, why couldn't it have been Gene Simmons? Like, for fuck's sake. Why Ozzy? I know his wife is a little out there and she said some off-color shit, but other than the drug use and the cheating, I feel like Ozzy was a stand-up guy. You know, Sabbath got demonized a lot, and not that I'm a Christian or anything, but Ozzy is Christian. You know, he doesn't worship the devil. It's just metal, Black Sabbath. It's just the band. It's their image. You know, and man, for being such an early band, we would not have heavy metal like we do without Ozzy and Sabbath. I fucking love Sabbath, man. They're in my top 5. Paranoid, Fairies Wear Boots. You know, Paranoid is a fantastic album from start to finish, for sure. Yeah, Dio. That was Cancer, right? Man, it hurts. It does. And like, I don't know if y'all saw the Sabbath, the farewell or whatever, the tour. Like, that was, Ozzy knew he was dying. He had to get the poor man couldn't get up and you know, dance around and be as energetic as he wanted to, because they were afraid he was going to fall and hurt himself. So they had to have him strapped in a chair the whole time, and you could see how much he wanted to get up. And you know, Geezer, Bill, and Tony, they're all there. You know, Sabbath with Ozzy, that was crazy. And I actually saw them. I don't think Bill was there. I know it was Tony, Geezer, and Ozzy during the end tour, which obviously wasn't their last Black Sabbath tour. But I saw them live, and it was really cool. And the shitty thing is, I had to leave early because I went by myself. It was early on in my big life change in 2016, and I just got overwhelmed and I had to go. And I saw like maybe 3 or 4 songs. I don't quite remember which ones. I just know I never got to War Pigs, and I will regret that for the rest of my life, because War Pigs is a jam. But yeah, I just it sucks. It sucks. It's not a good feeling to wake up and be like, oh, one of the greats just is gone. You know, and all the best to his family and stuff, but that's such an impact to a lot of people, just because Ozzy was so influential for such a long time. The man was still making albums up to 3 years ago. Hey, CJ, new mod. I don't know if you saw when I made you a mod, but I was like, you know what, you and Leia, I feel like you got me. So we got CJ as a wrench, and we got Leia Glacia as a wrench. It was in fact stomach cancer that took Dio. Yeah, they booted out Bill. It should what happened there. I have a feeling that was Sharon's influence. Yeah, Sharon's, like I said, she's not the greatest in the world, but I still feel horrible for her right now. I feel horrible for Sharon and Kelly and Jack and Ozzy's other kids, because he had more than Kelly and Jack. He had like 2 or 3 other kids, I think, with his first wife. I know he had at least another kid. So it sucks. It sucks for his family. And it sucks for all of us, because Ozzy was a talent. I don't care what anybody says. You can say, oh, he wasn't that great. It doesn't matter. Sometimes metal isn't about the vocals, and Ozzy had a good voice for what he was doing, which is doom and like dark rock and all that kind of stuff. You know, Bark of the Moon, Crazy Train. His song, you know, when he was singing Mama, I'm Coming Home at that show, it's like, man, he's singing that with urgency. Cool. I'm glad. I think I made a good choice. I just figure, you know, why have to worry about stuff when I'm live streaming? Because y'all are always here. Why have to worry about stuff when I'm live streaming, when I have 2 dedicated friends who will make sure that people keep it copacetic in the chats? Not that we usually have a problem, but sometimes we do with people, which is unfortunate. But yeah, man, it's been a rough day for me. I've been crying. You know, I wake up at I woke up at 1:30 this morning, 1:45, and got to work. And my girlfriend doesn't work with me anymore because she's starting a new job. And while it's nice to work with your partner, it sucks, and it sucks that she's not there with me anymore. That's the main thing. Like it was a nice thing that was happening, and then it got ruined by other people, and then I had to go to work alone, and that's the main reason I didn't want to go on Monday, because I was like, this is gonna suck. And then they had me up by myself somewhere on the split, which means you separate packages and shit by number, and I just kept crying. So maybe my brain, how's it going, code man? I guess my brain was preparing myself. It's like, you're gonna have an emotional day today, so just cry about it now. You're all alone up here, no one can see you, so just do your job and fucking cry. And that's what I did about for 5.5 hours. Is I just on and off was like, dang, my girlfriend doesn't work with me anymore. I feel like shit. It just sucks. I just cried. So my son and I had a text conversation about Ozzy today. I didn't even know the point. See, that's the thing. I wouldn't say you have to be a humongous fan of Ozzy to enjoy his music or the personality or understand how influential he was in heavy metal. How's it going, Joe? Yeah, it's just another day tomorrow like it was today, and then something terrible happens. I'll at least have cried about a bunch of other stuff already, so, gosh, man, I really have no words. My brother texted me, and I woke up, and I was about to text him, and I saw he already hit me up about it, and and rest easy, Ozzy. That's all I can say, because a lot of good times listening to your music, whether it be Sabbath, Black Label Society, whatever. I know he wasn't in Black Label Society, but he had a lot of crossover, Zakk Wylde and all that stuff. So when we as a collective lose an artist like that, someone like Chester Bennington, the Rev, Mac Miller, something like that, it's really hard for a lot of people. And he was here 2 weeks ago playing probably one of the biggest shows of his life. That stadium was huge, with all of his, original bandmates. It was really cool. It was great to see. So if you haven't seen Black Sabbath, The Farewell, you should definitely watch it. Just for Ozzy, give him that 45 minutes to an hour of listening to some awesome heavy metal, because man, I love Sabbath. I really do. Top 5. It's like Periphery, Opeth, Black Sabbath, Mastodon. I can't even think of another one right now, but hey, Leia, my other mod, how's it going? So yeah, it sucks. I'm not gonna stay on here long. I didn't really want to make a video. I figured, hey, let me pop on live and just commiserate and be sad a little bit with my friends and my subscribers, and hopefully we all share the same feeling about it. And I know we do. Like, who would be like, hey, Ozzy's gone? No, fuck that. I would fucking hide you from my channel, honestly. Just God, it sucks. It really does. It's 76, and Ozzy, much like Stanley or whatever, it's like you think these guys are gonna live forever because you've heard the stories, you've seen how long they've been around, you've seen what they've been through, especially what Ozzy put himself through with the drugs and the alcohol and the partying. And they just said, he's built different. Essentially, doctors looked into his genetics and this man is just built different. But Parkinson's, man, it sucks. I'm pretty sure that's what Robin Williams had, and I had a couple of Robin Williams things pop up in my feed the other day, and that shit made me sad. So it's like, the world's trying to make me cry today. God damn it, it's working. Because, like I said, I've been crying all day, all fucking day. So that's really fun. Also, I'm trying to figure out how to stream gaming from my Xbox directly to here. I think I need to get OBS set up and all that stuff, but for now, I did one video. The audio's crap, but I'm doing an Elder Scrolls Oblivion playthrough. I'd already started it, but I was like, level 5. I'm early enough in the game. It'd be nice to start over. I think if I do, when I get it set up for streaming, if I do a game, I want to do a Baldur's Gate playthrough. I think that would be really fun, and have chat maybe make some of the decisions for me, because my game, I'm not going to beat it. I don't want to lose my player character from my Baldur's Gate playthrough. So Ozzy gave us a huge gift of music. He lives on through that, and every charity helps with every artist inspired. Yep, that's his legacy. The music and the people. What made me cry today? I need it anyway. Yeah, sometimes I just gotta cry, and I guess that's where I'm at. I'm just gonna be crying all day. I saw Ozzy twice, both at Alpine Valley and Wisconsin. What was the Ozfest? The Slaughter and Ugly Kid Joe. Awesome shows. Always brought the energy. Ozzy was a front man, 100%. The dude could work a crowd, whether it be biting off the heads of animals, which is awful. Don't get me wrong, but it happened way less than people said. And I think it's kind of funny that he peed on the Alamo. Honestly, he probably didn't even know it was the Alamo. He peed, oh, look at this old dirt wall. I'm gonna piss on it, Sharon. Banned from Texas. That's very Aussie. So by the way, this cart is Pineapple Express. That's pretty cool. I went to a new dispensary and I was like, yo, $35 for a 1G cart of Pineapple Express? I'm in. Hey Virgo, how's it going? I don't know if you saw the news about Ozzy, but that's what I'm crying about today is that, well, among other things, is we lost a legend. We really did. It's crazy. His reach as far as an influence is broad. I'm just repeating things now, but it is so true. Yeah, he did snort a line of ants. I don't care about the ants. I don't want to butt a dove or a bat getting its head bit off, but that's Ozzy. That was the drugs. Oh yeah, and I saw that too. That sucks. Why couldn't it have been Bill? Why was it Theo? So if you didn't know, the actor that I forget, Malcolm Jamal Warner, is that his name? He passed away at 54. Apparently he was surfing or something and got pulled under a riptide and drowned. So it's and I remember him from Community. He was Shirley's crappy husband, which was really well portrayed role. Like, it's kind of a jerk, and I see why Shirley left him and all that stuff. And eventually, I don't remember if they worked it out or if he cheated on her again, but he was always playing something different. And apparently he was also the kid from the Magic School Bus? Pretty sure he was in the Magic School Bus too. Yeah. And I don't believe in hell or heaven, but I feel like Ozzy wouldn't go to hell. He's done so much charity work. He just lived his life to the fullest, and that's all we can ask, That's all any of us can do, is do the best that we can at what we're doing and keep on doing it until we can't anymore, Yeah. That fucker's still alive and kicking out of prison. Oh yeah, I'm preparing myself. I don't know who would be I don't know who would be, but it's rough. It's really rough. Yeah, from the Cosby Show. I think that's what everyone recognizes him from. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either that. I'm pretty sure it was a Magic School Bus. It was one of the kids, which makes sense because it was the 90s. A little bit overlap with the Cosby Show there. That was an 80s, 90s show. He's only 54, man. Like, I was sad about that for sure. But the news about Ozzy just straight here, y'all. Like, I just felt it. I was like, no. And think about it again. The Resident. Yeah, he was a good actor. He was a great. He separated himself from the role of Theo very well. You know, if you have a very prominent role in something for a very long time, and you can get away from that, all the power to you. Because a lot of people get typecast as the older brother or the goofy person or whatever. But you know, he was a character actor. He did a lot of stuff, and it sucks. 54, and it's a fluke. It's not like it was his time or anything. It was just an accident, and that's why I don't go near the fucking water, man. The ocean, I'll dip my toes in. I'll go as far as like my waist, like right here, but I ain't getting. I could believe that. I could see that. Oh yeah, Ozzy's music will always be around, and man, I wonder how Frank Geezer and Bill feel. I'm sure they're pretty devastated too, man. That is like losing a best friend. Even if you had some hard times and didn't always get along, the stuff that y'all made together is some of the most influential and powerful music in heavy metal. Like, without Sabbath, where would music be as far as heavy music? I don't know, because, you know, when they came out, it was, you know, just the heavy guitar, the drop D tuning, all that stuff was not existent. It was Black Sabbath that kind of dragged that shit out of people. Oh yeah, that's a big one, and that sucked too. I was a kid. I never really connected to Christopher Reeve as that, but I remember when he passed away, it was pretty, because he was on Smallville. He played a character on Smallville who was obviously paraplegic, because Christopher Reeve, if you didn't know, he got paralyzed in a horse accident. I believe he got kicked off the horse and hit his head or something, and it just gave him spine damage, and he was not able to walk for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. Aye, get over here. Man, Ozzy, we all love you, man. We all loved you. We all love your music and your legacy. And yeah, for me, Black Sabbath was a go-to at karaoke. Fairies Wear Boots, Paranoid. Oh no, I know they weren't the only one. Yeah, term heavy metal is kind of, at least back then, I was like, what does that even mean? Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, as far as pulling heavy metal into the mainstream and exposing people to that, Sabbath was there. They were on the front lines. Artists getting older, aside from losing loved ones, as new artists that were such a part of our lives. Fans in the 70s age. Okay. Y'all, I can't imagine a world without Harrison Ford in it. I don't want to. The man is 83 now. Thankfully, he's in great shape. It doesn't seem to have any, but fuck. I'm going to crash out when that happens, y'all. I will be crashing out hard. And now Disney is trying to fully reboot Indiana Jones. No. Don't do that. Indiana Jones is done. If you want to go back, you can go back and do more young Indiana Jones adventures or whatever, but do not reboot Indiana Jones. It's going to fail, and I will be one of the people not watching it as the huge Indiana Jones fan that I am, because Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. As far as being an adult and into adulthood, you can't cast anyone else. It won't work. It won't. No one has that attitude, that charm, that graveliness, that dirtiness about him, that I'll do what needs to get done and try to do the right thing. That's indie. I'm not always going to guarantee that I do the right thing, but I'm going to try. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. So the thing about the reboot is, so Secret Wars 2015 by Jonathan Hickman is unfortunately what I'm pretty sure they're basing Secret Wars on, which if you know what happens in 2015 Secret Wars, how's it going, Rolando? Yeah, I don't know if you heard the news about Ozzy Osbourne, but rest in peace to the GOAT. But 2015 Secret Wars. So what it did was, so they had the what are these things called? The things crashing into each other. They're talking about them in Multiverse of Madness. Why can't I think of the word? Inversion? No. Whatever. The multiverses colliding and stuff. So what happened in the comic book? Yes, the incursions. Thank you. I'm drawing a blank because I'm very sad. So the incursions in the comic book, these were, just like the movies, universe destroying events. Like universes were colliding. Certain Avengers teams were doing their best to destroy other universes, other Earths, so that theirs was the next one to go. And the one that came out on top, the last one left, was 616. But Doom got these god powers, and he pulled everyone that was anybody onto a new battle world and kind of rewrote history, where he was the supreme ruler god and everyone else was like his servants, his whatever. And so at the end of this, I don't want to spoil it, Doom obviously gets defeated, but all of these characters from different universes get put together on Earth 616. So that's how they brought Ultimate Miles Morales into the 616, because there was no Miles there. That's how they brought some characters back that were dead. That's how they brought was it how they brought Wolverine? Because I know Wolverine was dead for a while. He was an adamantium statue. But so what it's going to do is, it's not going to be a full reboot. There's going to be things like Spider-Man, et cetera, that are going to stay a constant. But that will lead to them being able to bring back older characters, probably as a younger version of themselves or whatever. And if they want to extend the offer back to Chris Evans or whoever, who knows? But I wouldn't say Secret Wars is a complete MCU reboot. It's a soft reboot, as Leia said. Like, we already lost Chadwick Boseman, so we don't have T'Challa. How's it going, Abby? Rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. That's kind of why I popped on here, because I just been a wreck today. But yeah, so when I hear reboot for the MCU, it doesn't worry me, because I know the trajectory of these movies. Like, I know Doomsday is going to probably end with Doctor Doom on Battle Worlds with all the heroes that we've known and loved for the last, it's been almost 20 years in the MCU. 2008 will be the 20th anniversary, or 2028 will be the 20th anniversary. So 20 years, and then you go back into so we're going to have Toby, we're going to have Andrew, we're going to have Hugh. So you go back even further than that, and we're going to have all these characters in one movie. So I'm just going to say, hold on to your horses when Secret Wars starts, because from start to finish, that movie is going to be craziness. And I hope, much like Superman, they just dive into it. I hope we get some Thor Corps. I hope we get, which essentially on Doom's Battle World, his police force was a bunch of different Thor, like female Thor, Beta Ray Bill, Thor, blah, 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 Unworthy Thor. All these different Thors were essentially his police force, which was pretty interesting. And it was kind of like a feudal medieval system as well. Like, they had, their different areas that someone ruled over, and they all answered to Doom. As much as I would love the 1984 Secret Wars to be what they're basing it on, there's no way. Now we still may get the symbiote suit for Spider-Man in it, because guarantee if Spider-Man gets the symbiote during Secret Wars, the MCU. Oh, Joe, you didn't have to do that. Love and remembrance for our dear Ozzy. Keep your chin up. I wish I had a clip of Ozzy, but we'll just do a quick one real here. Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate it.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Also,
but why?
We all know why. It's for Ozzy. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate the $4.99 super chat. The concept art of the Hulk Village is really cool. Yeah, I don't know if that's real. I'm not going to assume that it is, but there's a lot of cool stuff in 2015 Secret Wars, just like there's a lot of cool stuff in 1984 Secret Wars. Me too. And Punisher's going to be in it, which is going to be cool. Apparently the Hulk is going to be in it too. I don't know. That's just a rumor. Thanks, Joe. I try to put in some funny super chats. And so the one that I used with Gaines, my Toy Games stream the other day, one of the ones from I Think You Should Leave, I got copyright struck for that, so I had to edit that out of the live stream, unfortunately, which sucks. But that's the YouTube game. I lost just a clip from a show, so I didn't lose any of the interview or anything like that. So at least there's that. All right. I think I got my crying out for now. I appreciate all 10 of you coming on here and essentially watching me cry about someone I don't even know. But when it's something like that, we all have a little personal stake in it. And I want the Rowdy take on the cinematic Punisher hierarchy. That could be a good video. Because I don't think, as far as movies, we've gotten a solid Punisher movie. And I think the first season of the Punisher Netflix show is really good. And then they kind of lost the plot with Frank. Like, Frank is not supposed to be empathetic or sympathetic. You're not supposed to feel, after his family dies, you're not supposed to feel bad for Frank. You're supposed to be like, man, I know he's taking out the trash, but God, is he a jerk? So I'm hoping in Spider-Man 4, we have the tough love Punisher from Daredevil Born Again, where he's like, oh yeah, I gotta do what I need to do. And then, Spider-Man will be like, whoa, man, like, I ain't trying to be all like that. Apparently they're shooting the Punisher special presentation right now. Yeah, I hope we get Volcana and Titania, because Doom had a part in creating them as well, so you could bring them into so Titania was actually in She-Hulk. So we already had Titania, which is interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I think it comes out next year. Oh yeah, I've seen that. The Thomas Jane short, that's kind of a Punisher sequel, kind of. It was good. It was like, what, 5-6 minutes? I do remember seeing that. It's a video I'll do. I should talk about all the Marvel movies at some point, and yeah, I'll get there. I'll get around to it. I have a lot of ideas spinning around in my head. A lot of it involves me just tearing my shelves apart, though, to talk about toys, so I kind of dread that. Both in Spider-Man 4 and the Odyssey. Oh, I saw the trailer for the Odyssey, and while it's a little funny seeing John Bernthal be like, you want to talk about Odysseus, boy? You want to talk about Odysseus? Well, it's a little silly, but Christopher Nolan is most of the time hit. I haven't seen Oppenheimer. I don't feel like I need to see it. Obviously, the third Batman movie wasn't the greatest, but he's got Interstellar under his belt. I actually liked Tenet. It made no sense, but I liked Tenet. It was cool. I can just imagine there's an Odyssey scene where they're all on the boat about to be stranded, and I know this is supposed to be after, but I'm hoping that they're going to be telling tales of Odysseus, like the Cyclops and all that. Well, no one was there to hear that. Everyone was actually. But it would be really funny if they're on a boat and there's a storm or the sirens and it's just really loud, because this is Christopher Nolan's thing. There's certain scenes where things are supposed to be loud. He'll mix everything louder than the talking. So, for instance, if the sirens are going, they'll be like, and you can't hear it over the sirens. You just see their mouths flapping. That would be really funny. Because that's kind of a staple for him. He's like, it's realistic if you can't hear shit over the jet engines or whatever. So, Odyssey looked good. I'll go see it for sure. Fantastic Four comes out this week. Hoping I have the opportunity to go see that before I get hit with spoilers. Toxic Avenger comes out soon. Predator Badlands. If y'all saw the trailer for Predator Badlands, whew, I'm excited for that. We're heading towards AVP and I couldn't be happier. We got Wayland Yutani interacting with Yautja. Yautja. If you didn't know, people call them predators, but the race is actually Yautja. Or Yautja. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Yautja. Yautja. Just like aliens or xenomorphs. So, and also Alien Earth comes out next month. Well, a little side tangent before I go. And so in my opinion, Alien Earth predating Alien, so it's supposed to be before Sigourney Weaver as Ripley on the Nostromo, that decanonizes Prometheus and Alien, what was the sequel? Alien Revelations? I don't fucking remember. It was better than, Prometheus was all right. Sequel was kind of goofy. And then they killed, the doctor off so unceremoniously. So I don't really want those to be canon because, an android created the xenomorphs. Well, Romulus was the newest one. There was the sequel to Prometheus, which was, I liked Romulus a lot. Noah Hawley is actually the one that's doing Alien Earth. What was it called? I know it started with an R as well. It doesn't matter. Covenant. It didn't start with an R. Alien Covenant. That movie was all right, but I'm hoping. It was cool to see the engineers and all that stuff, but y'all can do better than that. Ridley Scott, I know he made that, and Ridley Scott is very good a lot of the time, and then sometimes he just loses the plot a little bit. But Alien and Predator are eating under Disney, and that's kind of crazy, but I like it. All right. I think I got my tears out. Figure Fight Club is tonight, open mic. Hopefully I'm still awake. I might go back to sleep and try to wake up on time because I'm just worn out. I got home, ran around a little bit, got some stuff we needed, and then I just crashed out from like 12 o'clock onward. So at least for 5 hours I've been passed out, and then I woke up to the news about Ozzy, and it's been a day. So hopefully I am able to keep my eyes open late enough to hop into open mic. I haven't been able to stay the whole time because of my new hours, but I try to pop in for like an hour and a half. So regardless of whether I'm there or not, make sure you go check out Figure Fight Club tonight, 8 o'clock, open mic. If you want to hop on camera, or not even on camera, just, on mic and talk about toys or whatever, feel free to do it. It's you too, CJ. I hope everything's all right on your end. Let's get our tears out and be tough again. No more crying. Joe, thank you for the super chat. And I always like hanging out with y'all. It's more so about hanging out with my friends, really, when it comes to that. So it's working on the schedule change. It's difficult. It's only been 3 months, but it feels like I'm still not used to it because I don't sleep well as it is. But all right, everybody, thank you for popping in. Thank you for letting me cry and get it all out. I hope y'all were able to hopefully release a little bit of sadness into the void, get it out, and just recognize that Ozzy's legacy will live on and his music will be here forever. And that's how we remember him. So rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. I love y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Just wait 1 minute. I'm watching this new Rowdy Rawls video and it's really awesome. I don't want to miss it. It's like this chick that reviews action figures and it's really freaking cool.
Yes, I think they saw some videos and there's some really good contents out there,
She reviews the ponies and stuff because you knows I love ponies.
She doesn't review ponies. It's freaking cool stuff, Toki. So, Morty, you're gonna have to shove these figures way up your butt.
Ah, jeez, Rick, kind of ruined the resale value.
What the fuck, Morty? Do you think we're fucking scalpers? No, I need these. These are for me, Morty. I want Psylocke and Thanos, Morty.
Ah, jeez, okay, Rick, can you spit on it? Why can't you do it?
Because these figures would fall right out of my ass, Morty. I've done this way too many times. I need you to do this for me, Morty. I need this. I need you to do this, Morty.